12:30. Welcome to our Monday Growing for Gold call. We started this. We did one last week. Let me know in the chat if you were with us last week. Did you watch last week's training? So this week we're kind of going to go a different route. I think, you hear people talk all the time about your why and why you're here and why you're doing this. And it's important for those of you that are wanting to rank up gold or wanting to develop a gold, it's important to understand why this is so important. And so let me know in the chat, are you wanting to rank up gold or are you wanting to develop a gold? We're going to do that every week. We're going to ask that every week. And those of y'all, as you grow, you're going to be graduating from ranking up gold to developing a gold. It's going to be cool to see. So something I have wrote down here, or something I have on my computer here, it says, people do not buy what you do. They buy why you do it. And what you do simply proves what you believe. And so I want y'all to think about your life and, relationships. Britt, we need somebody muted. I want y'all to think about your life and even your relationships and your marriage and your friendships. Like, you've had people who have maybe told you that they love you or told you that they want to be friends with you or told you something, but their actions tell otherwise, right? How many of you have ever had somebody like that? I mean, I know, I'm preaching to the choir here. I have had that happen in my life, even recently. You have people that say one thing and then their actions, speak something different. And so when you think about your why in this business, it can't just be money. It can't just be trips. It can't just be, trying to prove to people that you're successful. It can't just be those things. You almost have to dig a little deeper, because that's going to be your fuel when things are hard. That's going to be your fuel when there is an obstacle or a challenge in the way of your business. And I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to turn my screen around and show y'all this really cool graphic. So y'all can probably see this. It says challenge 1, challenge 2, challenge 3, and then your why over here. So do you see that challenge 3 is much higher than the why? Okay. In this box, it says quit. How many of you have felt like quitting? How many of you have felt like giving up? How many of you have had an obstacle and you're like, I don't know anymore? Okay. But down here, this person has challenge 1, challenge 2, challenge 3, but their why is so much stronger that quitting is not an option, right? Quitting is not an option. Do y'all see that? And so it is so important to think about why you're here. And it needs to be very personal. It needs to be very personal to you. Because if your reason for being here is weak, you're going to want to quit when it gets hard. If your reason for being here is just to make some extra money, or just to have fun, or just to go on the trips, or just to do this, those are very weak reasons. I mean, they're valid reasons. Don't get me wrong. That's cool. You want to travel, but they're weak. Okay. And when obstacles come, and they will, a lot of y'all are on here and you've already had obstacles. Maybe you had somebody quit. Maybe you had somebody turn their subscription off. Maybe you didn't rank up. Maybe you didn't earn an incentive. Maybe you got a little overwhelmed with life. Okay. Obstacles will come, and they will, but your why has to be greater than those challenges that you face. And so when we talk about personal reasons, your personal why, talk about, okay, so money, for example. A lot of times money is a reason why people want to do this. Okay. It's network marketing. Network marketing provides choices and options and freedom and all this stuff. But when you think about money, why do you want to make more money? And why is that personal to you? Do you want to be able to take your family out to dinner and pay for a dinner and get dessert and everybody order a drink instead of water? Like, do you want to be able to go to the grocery store and buy good things and good cereal and good fruits and vegetables and organic stuff versus cheap ramen noodles and spaghetti every night of the week? Like, do you want to take your husband on a trip because y'all have not traveled since your honeymoon? Are you wanting to make more money because you want to stay at home with your babies, or you maybe want to homeschool them, or you may just want to go and pick them up from school when they're sick, and your job has you tied down with your schedule that you can't do that right now. Okay. And your why and your reasoning and your personal reasoning doesn't have to be like this big, miraculous, like, oh, I want to quit my job. Like, I want to make six figures and I want to quit my job. And like, it doesn't have to be that, especially for those of you that are new, that are, brand new silvers, or even brand new here. Like, it may be something as simple as like, I want to make more money so that I can say yes more, so that I can go get my nails done, so that I can go get my hair done, so that I can pay for the person's food behind me in the drive-through, so that I can, surprise my mama with a little anniversary weekend at a cabin for her anniversary. It can be something simple and not this like, oh, I'm a world changer. I'm going to go change the world and make a difference and make all this money. Okay. It starts though with your own personal reasons and your own personal why that tugs at your heartstrings, right? What can extra money help with when it comes to your family? For me personally, and my mom is on here, so I'll just call my family out. She knows that I don't care. Well, is she on here? No, she's not. Okay. Okay. We're good then. No, she is on here. She's actually in the house. She's downstairs. Okay. So I'll just call us out. Like, growing up, a lot of times we were told no. And I don't just mean discipline no. I mean like no as in Christmas. Like, we have 5 kids, y'all. My mama had 5 kids. We had a house full of crazy kids. And it was a lot of times Christmas was one of those things that was like, Marissa, I know you want this, but I've got 5 kids and I just can't afford it. And so I remember growing up a lot of times, and we weren't necessarily poor, but we lived very stagnant in a way that was like, we had what we needed and nothing more, right? Like, we had what we needed and nothing more. Anybody else feel me? Let me know in the chat, because I remember like, even like going on a family vacation was really hard for our family because my parents didn't have the money to do that. And so I feel like when I started this, I started with like, oh, I want to get my products paid for. And then I would kind of talk with Brittany. I'd be like, well, this is really cool. Like, it's bringing in some extra money. And I kind of have this desire, this deep desire to be able to say yes more. And this company started allowing that to happen, being able to say yes to going to Branson on a Christmas family vacation. We now do that every year thanks to Plexus. We've gone the last 6 years, and it's been really cool to see. And so when y'all are thinking about your own personal why and why you're here, how deep are you going? Like, are you thinking about your childhood? Are you thinking about even those of you that like had everything that you ever wanted? I know friends that have come to me and they're like, well, we've never struggled, and money isn't really an issue for us because my family had money and this, that, and the other. But like, there were people that would tell them like, well, you're successful because of your family, or you're successful because of this. And so their why is like, I want to do it on my own. Like, I want to have my own story, my own why, my own success. And so you can have all the money in the world and still want to do this because you want to be successful, because that's a desire that you have to do something on your own. Or you can be you can be living paycheck to paycheck and want to do this to bring in more income for your family. For those of you that are brand new, if you've never built a dream board on your phone, it is the coolest thing. So I use an app called Canva, and you can create your own little dream board. I'll show y'all what these look like. They basically have like things in your life that you want to accomplish. Maybe you want to go to the Bahamas on that cruise. Maybe you want to go on the Alaskan cruise for the Emerald Extravaganza. Maybe you want a new car. Maybe you want to build a house one day. Maybe you want cows and land, or you want to have, you want to pay off student loans, or you want to save for a college fund. I say all this because I've seen a lot of different dream boards and vision boards where a lot of that stuff is on it, and it is the coolest thing to see. So when I was a gold, I was actually, I told y'all last week, senior silver used to not be a thing. It was silver and then gold. Okay, so praise the Lord for senior silver. But I made my first vision and dream board when I was a gold rank ambassador, and I thought it was hilarious. You can ask Brittany. I judged hardcore because I was like, this is so dumb. Like, I'm sitting here putting together a dream board that has Hawaii and a plexus Lexus and more money and all this. And y'all, my dream board when I was a gold ambassador had a white looking farmhouse on it with land, and we're literally living that life right now. Okay. So when I tell y'all, it's so important to vision and dream and dig really deep. This is an example of a dream board. This is not mine. This is one just on Google, but this one says health and fitness, a mission trip, maybe taking your family on a mission trip, traveling, different things like that. And so for Plexus, a lot of times it'll have a plexus Lexus on it, or Hawaii, or the Alaskan cruise, or more money, ministry, serving in your church, having more time to do that. And so I want y'all to make a vision dream board today. Okay. Even if you've already done one, we're going to do another one. Okay. And I want y'all to set it as the background on your phone. I want y'all, we're going to think big here, and we're going to set it as the background on our phone. We can have a picture of our family on there. We can have whatever that looks like, quiet mornings, being able to just have your own time and just wake up and take the kids to school and come home and walk and have your devotional and have your quiet time and slow mornings. And, it's easy to be well, okay, but what if this doesn't last? Y'all, do y'all know how many times I told Brittany that, till I was blue in the face? Brittany quit her corporate job. She worked for corporate America in Nashville, Tennessee, to come home and do this full time. And let me tell you something. If you don't know anything about Brittany and Evan, they are very safe and they are very secure when it comes to their finances. Okay. I have to ask her for advice all the time because I would spend all my money if it was up to me. Okay. And my husband's like, Marissa, I drive him crazy, but that's just me. Okay, so Brittany and Evan are very secure and they're very financially stable and they budget and all of the things. Do you think that her quitting her job that was secure, right? She had all this retirement, whatever, insurance, all this stuff. Do you think that was a scary decision? Absolutely. But it was a risk and it was faith that the Lord was going to take care of her and her family. And he has. He has. So I want y'all to get really deep when it comes to your why. I want you to think about why you're here, why you're doing this, and I want you to make a dream board. I will pull up a couple of Canva links in the chat here in a minute, and y'all can kind of play around with it, plug it in, send it to your sponsor, because when it gets hard, and it will, okay, I'm looking at Jade here. I know, it will get hard, right? You either can give up or you can say, I know why I'm here, and my why is bigger than these failures and these setbacks and these struggles. And my why is bigger than that, because your why does matter. People don't care about what you're selling and sharing. They care why you're doing it. They care why you're sharing and selling it. Okay. So, I think too, one thing I wrote down, this is not about finding the A player. This business is not about finding the A player or the Marissa or the Natalie or the Brittany. This business is about becoming yourself and learning things about yourself. And it starts with why you're here. If you can't get clear on that, you're definitely not going to get clear about where you're headed. If you've got some emotional trauma that you need to work through, we've got to work through that. If you've got some feelings of overwhelmed, that is a choice. It is a choice to feel overwhelmed. It is a choice to feel negative. It is a choice to make excuses. It is a choice to not be consistent. And those are things that you have to address and you have to work through, because everything in this business is figure outable. Just like I told you guys last week, start with yourself. Lead yourself. Lead yourself. You think about like a leader in this business that you really look up to. There's people that have mentored me along the way, but it's like when I think about different people like Sally Lewis and Christina Williams and people that I've really looked up to for a while, I think about what they're doing, and they show up every day. Like even on their hard days, even on the days when they're not feeling like it, because their why is stronger than the excuses. Their why is stronger than the opinions of others. I wrote this down too. This is a good one. Feeling stuck is just your soul's way of letting you know that you've stopped growing. If you are feeling stuck, that is your soul's way of letting you know that you have stopped growing. Is that not crazy? Like that is your body's way of saying like, hello, Randy, you're not doing anything here. Like what's going on? Like, I know you're here for a reason. You have a why. You joined this business. You trusted your sponsor. You haven't left yet. You're here. Why are you not growing? That's your body's way of saying that. And you guys, even if people do quit, they always come back. Like did y'all know that? Like people always come back. There may be people on here that have even like quit and come back. Okay. It's because Plexus is different. It's because we have something so safe and special here that people want to be part of. The products work. Okay. If you're not taking the products and you have not had an experience with the products, like Melissa Eichenhorst said the other day, that may be where you start. Because if you're feeling a little lazy and unmotivated, it's not a team issue, it's a you issue. And that is because you're either not using the products, you're not having an experience with them, you're not fully diving into what this opportunity can do and growing and all of this stuff. Feeling stuck is a personal issue. It's your soul's way of telling you that you've stopped growing. And I love that. To eliminate, you need in here? Okay.
I need to grab this stamper. That stamps.
Okay, right here.
Yeah.
There you go, Miss Office Worker. So I wrote this down too. I thought this was really good because some of you might really need this. And then I'll end with something else. To eliminate overwhelm, y'all, we need a plan. We need a plan. Like that's all that it is. And those of you that are growing for gold or wanting to develop a gold, you're kind of all over the place. Like we talked about last week, you're procrastinating and you're like trying to figure out all these trainings and the secret sauce. Like I can't tell you how many times me and Brittany were like, ooh, let's ask her what she's doing. Oh, let's ask her what she's doing. Oh, let's get ideas from her because her team's growing. And y'all, there are so many different ways to work this business. There's so many different methods and systems that can help people be successful. But it all comes down to, why are you here? It all comes down to why you're here. Because if your why is not strong and it's not personal, and if your why is not important to you, then why would you show up to team call? Right? Why would you get on a Monday growing for gold training? Why would you have a new VIP phone call with somebody? That's uncomfortable, right? Why would you go live? That's uncomfortable. Like there's so many things that I have had to work through personally, but like that's been my favorite part. If you watched my video yesterday about sharing and storytelling, that's been my favorite part of this business, is like finding out who Marissa is, like leading and like learning how to lead and leading with integrity and like learning things about myself. Have I failed a lot? Yeah, but that's why I'm a diamond, because I have failed a lot. but I have not given up. Quitting cannot be an option for you. And so, why are you here? Why are you here? I want you to write it down, voice record it to your sponsor, and then we're going to make a vision dream board. Okay, so a couple of things when it comes to making a plan. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like, what do I do? How do I go gold? How do I do this? Okay, gold, remember, is 100 pay points, right? It's 100 pay points. Level ones are 6 points. Level twos are 5 points. We talked about that last week. Okay, so that's why it's important to not just be doing everything on your own all the time. It's important to let some of your people do an event and ask if they want to do an event with you. Ask if they want to share and do a little mini gut health text event with you. Or if they want to share a little bit of their testimony in the Gut Health Hope and Happiness group. It's important to bring people with you. People don't just naturally know how to work network marketing and work Plexus. You guys didn't. It took somebody training you. It took me dragging Daisha by her hair and being like, come on, like, no more excuses. Like, truly, it did. But like, there's going to come a time where you are overwhelmed, where you are anxious. And here's a couple of things you can do. So I wrote down number one, do an event. Hosting an event always helps me feel like I'm productive. Hosting an event with your team, hosting an event with your new VIP. You could do a Zoom, you could do a mini gut health text event, you could do a Facebook Messenger event. We do have a September mini gut health text event content thread. If you guys need in that group, let us know in the chat. We'll get you added to that. We created that this weekend, but it's got all the information and testimonies and things that you would need to host your little own mini gut health text event. Okay. Number two, get a VIP on the phone. Like, I cannot tell you, conversation fires me up. Like, if I'm feeling stagnant, I call Brittany. If I'm feeling mad, I call Brittany. If I'm feeling frustrated about our dadgum team thread, I call Brittany. Like, I'm telling y'all, conversation and talking helps you feel more productive. It helps you feel, and I don't just mean like talk to somebody that don't have good advice, y'all. Like, that's a no-no. So y'all figure out like who you got to talk to, who you got to call. But like, I love getting on the phone with my VIPs. I love just talking to them. Like, I'll schedule a lot of times when I'm walking, like in the mornings, I'll just text them like, hey, do you have like 10 minutes? Can I call you? And we just call and we talk. And it ends up turning into like personal conversation where they needed me. Like, they needed me to pray over them. They needed me to just talk to them. And so like, when's the last time you were on the phone with a new VIP? Or when's the last time you were on the phone with one of your business builders? Right? That could be why you're feeling stuck. Another thing, show up on social media. Show up on social media. Okay. Some of my best months, my highest points months have been when I have made a reel like 15 times, 20 times that month, or I have posted 2 to 3 times a day on Facebook, or I have been in my stories interacting, like all of the things. We have to show up. We have to, because when you care about something, you show up. Like your kids, some of y'all post your kids all dang day long. Like, it's because you love them. It's because you think they're cute. Like, and I realized I said, you think, like, sometimes we're posting all of these things because we love them and we're excited to be their mama and we love our family and we love their sports and we're so proud of them. Why are we not doing that about our business? Why are we not showing up and sharing about Plexus and how we love our pink drink, why we love Active, how our kids love the products, all of these things, like, we have to show up on social media. We have to. Okay. Another thing I wrote down, watch a training, get on a training. When y'all leave here, you're going to be fired up on your Monday. Tonight is team call. We have linked up with Cassie Raney, who it's going to be an incredible training, by the way. Like, it's going to be so good. But listen into a training. Yes. Watch a diamond documentary. Like, watch a diamond documentary every day for the rest of the month. Like, listen into a training. There's a reason why you showed up here today, because you want something out of this business, and it is personal to you and it is special to you, and And it matters. Okay. Your dreams and your why and your family's goals and your kids' future goals, they matter. All right. If you're like me, like I can't see past tomorrow, like I'm not kidding. I would spend all my money today if I could. But my husband's like, Marissa, let's think about our kids. Let's think about their future. Let's think about what happens after we're not here anymore. What can we pass down to them? What can we give to them? What influence and what legacy can we give to them? Okay? It is so important to remember that you don't just want like quick little money and quick little success and like it's here and gone. When you're showing up on social media that way, people feel that. But if you're here for the long haul and you're here because you're wanting legacy, you're wanting impact, you're wanting to serve, you're on a mission, you have a purpose, people feel that. Okay. Another thing I wrote down, personal growth development. This is huge because mindset is so important in this business. If you are not growing personally every day, you have to. All right. I still do. And I am very emotionally mature now. I'm very spiritually mature now, but I had to grow through it and I'm still doing it today. Like I'm still having to figure things out about myself. And then I'm like, okay, well, it leads back to this. This is why I'm feeling what I'm feeling because I had either some childhood emotional trauma here, or I had some, something happened in high school here, or I had something happen 5 years ago here. Like, there's a reason why you're feeling what you're feeling. There's a reason why you have those excuses. There's a reason why you're afraid to fail. There's a reason why you're not motivated. And when you can uncover those things and figure out why you are the way that you are, personal growth, like if you've not ever done an Enneagram test, do it. I learned so much about myself. People are like, oh, those Enneagram tests are dumb. They're not. They're legit. You should see Alan's. Like, it's like to a T. Like, he's the analyst. He's very safe, and like, I'm a 3. I'm an achiever. I'm a dreamer. I'm a squirrel brain. I'm like, I'm all about like the parties and the having fun and all that. It's like, it's so true. So like, if you've never done an Enneagram test, there's even like a color personality test that you can do, and it helps you understand more about yourself, and it's going to help you understand about your team. It's going to help you understand about people on your team, because I'm going to tell you, when you get to my level, you start having a lot of different people come through, right? And they have a lot of different personalities, but it's okay, because that's what makes this beautiful. And it's okay because if you are a leader, you can take criticism, you can take feedback, you can take negative things that happen and use it for something good. Okay. So important that you are growing personally. And then lastly, I wrote down, set timers on your phone while you're working. So if you've never done this, you can set a timer for like 15 minutes and work your Plexus business. Reach out to new people, comment on people's stuff, check in with your customers, type up a post, and you could do like a couple of different 15-minute spurts throughout the day, but set a 15-minute timer and work your business. Okay. You can also set a reminder or an alarm. Like, if you're one that forgets about team call, set a reminder. That was me. Brittany was like, hello, we're on team call. Where are you? Okay. Like, that was me. So, but I had to set a reminder. It's okay. It doesn't make me less qualified. It doesn't make me any less worthy, right? Because I forget. It just means that I adjust and I create reminders and things that help me so that I can remember, because it's important to me. I want to be on team call because my why is really important and I'm going to learn on team call. I want to get on these events because my why is really important and I want to get poured into, and I want to invite my new VIPs to those events. I want to attend a team retreat because my why is really important. Even if I'm a little anxious, even if I'm a little insecure, my why is important. So I want to go to that team retreat. I want to go to Gold School. I want to go to Ruby's on the Rise because my why is bigger than all of those excuses, right? So I want to leave y'all with this. And while I'm talking, I'm going to find those dream boards. I want to leave y'all with this. When I started Plexus, I was not looking to build a 6-figure plus business. business. I wasn't, y'all. Like, you can ask Brittany, like, I was truly like just wanting to make some extra money to get my products paid for. I had no intention of becoming a diamond. I had no intention of growing a team this big. I had no intentions of doing a Monday training for you guys. Like that, those were not my intentions at all. It literally started because I had a desire and a dream and a goal to live a different life. I wanted a different life. And I wanted a different life, not just for myself, but for my family. I wanted a different life um for my kids. I wanted to be able to say yes to them more. I wanted to be able to travel more with them. I wanted a different life. And every single person on this call probably feels that. Every single person on this call knows and understands that this opportunity can change everything for you. It can change everything for your family because you're seeing it from me. You're seeing it from Brittany. You're seeing it from Natalie, who literally quit teaching to come home to work this business full time. And now she's going to the park with Parker and they're having a little play day when years ago she was teaching Monday through Friday. Okay. You're here because you see that it's possible. You're here because you see this opportunity as a way to grow your family and to live a different life. Okay. It starts with you, it starts with why you're here. And I know that this was kind of like a weird off topic growing for gold call, but it needed to happen. These conversations need to happen. Our whys, we have to revisit them. Like those of y'all, I mean, in a year, y'all might be Ruby Senior, Ruby Emerald, and you're going to revisit your why and you're going to teach your teams to go and create a vision board. Those of y'all that do have people working the business, get on the phone with them and talk about what we just talked about and have them say, hey, this is going to sound silly, but I'm going to send you a link and I want you to build your own vision board. And then I want you to share it with me, right? Like, who has never done a vision board or a dream board? Raise your hand. Oh, okay. Okay. See? Okay. And I know that Sarah and Shelby, a lot of y'all don't have your cameras on, but I'm excited. Y'all share them in your team threads. Y'all post them on your stories. Like, we should be showing up and talking about why we're here. Remember what I said? What was it? What was the quote? Let me go back because it was so good. People don't buy what you're selling. People don't buy what you're offering. They buy why you're doing it. They buy why you're sharing, why you've jumped into this. Okay. And just because you're not a gold yet, or an emerald yet, or a ruby yet, doesn't mean that you can't vision cast and talk about where you're headed. Go live with another friend and say, this opportunity can give me a totally different life, and talk about that. Talk about it. Like, it's scary, but do it. Talk about it in your stories, make posts about it, share with your friend, share with your family, have a sit down conversation with your kids and say, okay, I'm after a different life. Like, I was on a training today and we're doing this. And, I may be on a couple of calls during the week, but we're growing and we're here and we're after a different life. And I don't just mean after a different life when it comes to finances, after a different life, even with your mind, even with the way that you talk to your spouse, the way that you talk to your kids, going to church consistently, having more time to maybe coach a little league sport, or whatever, like living a completely different life. We moved out when I was 18. I got pregnant with Jake, into an old trailer that had paneling walls, like y'all know what I'm talking about, like panel walls. And the carpet was like yellow. And like, I remember it so clear now because I remember being so excited back then that like I was on my own and we had our own place, and like, we had Jake and all of this. We had the window units. We had them window units blasted, y'all. Like, we were so excited to just be out on our own. But I remember thinking, like, is it going to be like this forever? like I'm building a family. Like, is it always going to be like this? And the Lord had different plans for my life. And like, here we are. Like, so you might be stuck. You might be a little anxious. You might be overwhelmed. You might be confused. Whatever that looks like, it starts with you. And feeling stuck is just our soul's way of telling us that we've stopped growing. So, what are you putting off? What are you not doing that you need to be doing? And let's go. Like, let's show up. Let's grow. And this is exciting. So, I sent the 3 different Canva links in the chat. Y'all can save those. I want y'all to create those today. Send them in your team threads. If you're watching the recording, sorry, you may not get the Canva link, but you can just type in vision board in Canva and they'll pop up. Share your takeaways from today in your team threads. You can do a video or you can text it. I know last week Jessie was on the golf court and she sent a video in her team thread. It was really cool. She was like, hey, this is what I took away. Marissa challenged me. So we're here to grow and your why matters and it is important. And you can be in a completely different place a year from now, 4 years from now. If you can get focused and and if your why is bigger and stronger than your setbacks and the struggle. Okay. All right. Y'all are awesome. I love y'all. This has been so fun. Y'all share your takeaways in your team threads. Bye, guys.